Hello there. The purpose of this video is to take a few moments to go through some of the online resources, how you access them, and how you use them for your research. Our jumping off point for our research is the library website, which is nahslibrary.org. And when you get to the page, you're going to click on the button that says Find Resources Now. And that's going to take us to a list of things that you can access. And we're going to focus on two today, the Gale Power Search and then the Gale Virtual Reference Library, which are ebooks. So the Power Search allows you to search across all of the Gale products that we have access to. These are databases that gives us access to thousands of magazines and journals on all sorts of different subjects. So the way you get started with that is to click on the Power Search button, and it's going to take you to the basic search page. Before you do your search, you want to make sure that under databases, it tells you right now that you are searching 2 of 8 resources. We want to actually search all of them. So we just click on that database button. And then up here where it says select all, we're going to click that, change that little line to a check mark, and then click update selections. So now we're going to search in all 8 resources. Then you're going to do a keyword search for whatever your topic is. So, for example, say we are doing research related to The Handmaid's Tale and authoritarianism. So I'm going to type in the word authoritarianism and do a search and see what comes up. Now, regardless of what keywords you search, the viewing of this, the interface is the same. It's always going to come up with results listing journals, news, books, magazines, and you have the content types across here that you can choose. And we see we're getting quite a few of them. And we want to make sure that we're looking at things that are going to be useful to our research. So what you need to do actually is sift through the different types of resources to see what things there are. So say, for example, I click on magazines. And remember, your magazines are more of a general interest level things. Think of things like Time Magazine, Newsweek, things that are written for an average reading level, an average detail level. A journal is written for professionals by professionals, so those are going to be much more detailed, much more specific to the journal that it's being written for, because they are all aimed at professionals in the field, but they will also give you a lot more detail and tend to be better for research. News is going to be newspaper things, so things like the New York Times or the Philadelphia Inquirer, news sources of many types across the world. So we do our search. It's going to give us searches that are done by relevance. You could also change this to the newest or oldest first. So our first article here, for example, The Global Rise of Authoritarianism, from the magazine South Asia, and it's about 1,000 words. And it gives you a little byline here to explain what it is. Now, when you go to the article, you're going to click on the title, and then it's going to give you the full text of the article. And it does a number of things here. It gives us all the information about the article itself, and then it gives us the text. If we go down towards the bottom, we're going to see the citation done. So that's something you can copy and paste right into your works cited page for your paper. You'll also see some recommendations from other publications that might actually help you with finding things that are similar to an article that you have found to be relevant. And when you find it and you start reading it, if it's an article that you think you're going to want to use, you're going to want to do a couple things. You can take notes and highlight. So, for example, say this line here, I wanted to include this information in my paper. All you do is click, drag, and highlight the information you want to highlight, just like you would with a pen. Click a color, and then add some notes to it. So, say, definition of authoritarianism include in intro, for example. And then I'm going to click save. Okay. And then I would continue reading, and adding more notes. So say this, line here. So this area is of more concern today than earlier years. Okay. And we click save. And we keep doing that down the entirety of the article. And then when you are done, all you need to do is go back to the top here and click send to. And we're going to send it to our Google Drive. And then it's going to send. If you've never done it before, it will also ask you to give permission for Gale to use your Google Drive. You just say yes. And then when you go to the Google Drive, you're going to see that you will have a folder called Gale Power Search. Okay. And then you're going to, when you open that up, it's going to give you. Now, I've done a lot of these, so I have a lot of articles, but this global rise of authoritarianism that I just did at 10:11 a.m. And if I open that up in my Google Doc, I will have not only the full text of the article, I also have my highlighting. And then at the bottom, I have my highlighted notes. The highlighted passage plus my notes are included there. So when you do this across all the different articles, you can take your notes and help to flesh out what it is you're going to talk about. Okay. So again, going back to here, we can, do our different search. Say, I'm doing The Handmaid's Tale. I do a search there, and it's going to give me, various articles. And so, say, for example, I'm doing authoritarianism, politics, and whatnot. So here's one from the Midwest Quarterly called The Politics of the Handmaid's Tale. That might be of use. And again, the look is going to be the same. The functionality is going to be the same. I can still highlight, I can do colors, I put in notes here, etc., etc., and then send it to my Google Drive. All right. So that is how using Gale databases works for this. You're looking through all manners of different magazines and journals to find stuff to help you with researching your topic. Okay, so you need to know when you're going into it, though, what things, if you're looking at The Handmaid's Tale and authoritarianism or oppression of women or, you know, other topics connected, say dystopian future, things like that. You can change around the words, and that's going to give you different articles, and you're going to read through the articles, skim through them, and find things that will relate to the point you're trying to make, and then use that to support your arguments in your paper. The other resource that we wanted to look at today was this one down here called Gale Virtual Reference Library. So the Gale Virtual Reference, these are ebooks, Gale ebooks. And when you go in here, you'll see topics listed to the left, and then some titles shown for browsing. Since this is a literature thing, we're going to go to our literature resources, and we're looking for one in particular. It's called Novels for Students. And we scroll down a little bit here, we'll see it here, the Novels for Students series. Okay, and we have a lot of volumes of this series. Every volume has like 13, 14, 15 novels discussed in detail. So we can go ahead and do a search for The Handmaid's Tale, okay, and see what comes back to see if this is one of the novels that is covered in the series. And okay, so we get in ebooks, there's more than just the one, but the Novels for Students is the one we're interested in here, and it's in volume 4. So we click on the title, and then it's going to show us the full entry. And when you look over here, so you have the contents of it, and these are really great for understanding literary things like books, novels, poetry, drama, plays, stuff like that. So over here we have information about Margaret Atwood, who's the author. We have an introduction. We have the author biography. We have a plot summary. Okay, we have character analysis. We have um, historical context, structure of the book, the style, and so on. So everything you need to help you understand the book and what is going on in the book can be had in this resource called Novels for Students. And you should take a look at it to make sure that you're understanding everything that's going on in the plot with the characters. And then there's also stuff in here that you can use to help support points that you're trying to make, as well as just understanding what's going on so you can better apply it to the articles you find using the Gale power search. For the Gale ebooks, though, another thing is that it also works with the highlighting the same way, taking notes the same way, and then sending it to your Google Drive with notes following is exactly the same as the articles because the interfacing is the same. Okay? So thank you for taking a few moments to listen to this. Feel free to review it as necessary or stop in the library if you need some more guidance or have some more questions about it. Thanks again for watching and have a great day.